Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I was on Oh Lordy, It's Shorty's live stream last night and watched as he interviewed Erica and Brittany on his show, and it was a fantastic interview. He did a great job. But they also mentioned that they had sent a lot of material over to Apathetic Facts. So this is the first, probably, I don't know if it's going to be the only one, video that Apathetic Facts put out 6 hours ago. Let's go over it.
Last night, Valentine and her wife's Instagram profiles started to circulate after Amber decided to reveal to her entire audience that Valentine's real name is Erica, even though Amber allegedly agreed to not make any videos about her. When her wife Brittany reached out to me via Instagram DMs, I asked Erica to send me a friend request to prove it was really her, and she did just that. Erica and her wife do not wish to remain anonymous, hidden, or blurred. So with all that said, this is how it all went down.
Okay, hello, Apathetic Facts. This is Erica. I do want to say how this all started was...
This is such a messed up situation. It shows how somebody who's trying to troll, trying to get a funny reaction out of Amberlynn, had the tables completely turned on her. And it's also a lesson in controlling, overbearing, stalking behavior of a partner.
Me and Brittany were sitting in bed, and we saw one of Amberlynn's posts talking about masculine women. And Brittany looked at me, and I looked at her, and I was like, what if I messaged her? Right? So our first message was, I was like, I think I said like masculine women, question mark, or something like that. And she messaged me back, and we were messaging for a while, back and forth, just like talking. And then, of course, it started becoming a problem, between Brittany and I, because I was like, apparently, I guess her true colors were showing, whatever. She did ask if I was with anyone, and so I had talked to Brittany, and I was like, what should I tell her? And Brittany was like, tell her that, like, we're still technically married, but that, we aren't, like, technically together, but we're, like, by law still married. So I gave her that story, and rode with it for a while. And of course I do deserve this backlash that I'm getting, because I trolled her for a while, and just kind of like get like a kick out of it, whatever. It's Amberlynn Reid. I wasn't a big fan of her for a very long time, and she does know. I openly told her, Amberlynn, that I used to watch her, and I disliked her extremely at one point, and of course she wasn't too fond of that. So the conversation continued, and then it got kind of out of hand. And so also I'd like to point out that while I was talking to Amberlynn, she was talking to a girl named Danielle that was also married. I don't know like the full details behind that whole situation. I just know that I was kind of like the back burner person of this whole triangle that she had going on. Like, she was talking to another girl named Abby, and then
she was also talking to Tommy at this point too,
telling me about her friend named Alexis, and then she was telling me about Danielle and how she was crazy over her and blah blah blah. And then we kind of just like started talking more and more and more. And then my wife was like, hey, I don't want you talking to her anymore. So there was a time where we didn't talk, but shortly after did start talking again. I'm not a good person for like doing this, and I know that I'm not. And whenever me and Amberlynn supposedly like broke. Okay. I'm backtrack. I'm going too far ahead. Just give me a second. So we kept talking. She started becoming really possessive. She started, talking about Brittany, how I always choose her first, and that I won't be her girlfriend, and I wouldn't choose her. And so on, I think it was like Valentine's Day or whatever, she was giving me a hard time about it, and it more so felt forced. And that was through text. So if she tries to show those texts, you'll see that was a forced agreement for me and her to be in a relationship. And so I was like, so what would this relationship be? And she was like, just more loyal, more communication, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I can deal with that, whatever. And that was where it came about. We continued talking, and things got more and more in depth with each other, and I was actually starting to second guess like her as a person. Maybe the haters are wrong, maybe she isn't a bad person, because the side that I saw of her wasn't the person that I saw on YouTube. Like, the side she gave of me was different. So I don't know if that's like manipulation or if that's...
Well, yeah, it absolutely was, because you'll hear from Erica what exactly kinds of attempts at manipulation she used. Abandonment issues, BPD, I need your constant attention. It's just a disgusting tale of getting sucked into an emotionally and verbally abusive relationship.
Asking, I don't know. I'm not very good with psychology. Even though I should be well-rounded in it, I'm not. And things got out of hand. We said things we shouldn't have said to each other. I never said anything bad about my wife to her. That's one thing that really made her upset, was like, if anything, like, my wife had switched jobs, and she tried to, like, Amberlynn tried to say, oh, your wife's at home more, because she took some time off, and Amberlynn was upset because my wife was home more and I couldn't talk to her much. And she said, oh, well, she quit her job because she's being a baby. And I was like, no, she quit because...
Amberlynn, you do nothing. You make one video per week on general, if that. And you're going to say that a working woman who works a 40-hour work week, just because she works from home, are you jelly? I think so.
It was two different conversations, but basically we was saying, like, she's taking a bigger pay raise, and a better opportunity. It's not because she's being a baby. That's not who she is. And it would upset her that I always, like, talked about, like, if my wife came into conversation, I was talking about her in a more positive light. And my wife is not some crazy person that Amberlynn is saying she is. Anyways, I'm getting off subject here. My apologies. So we would talk. We FaceTimed. Anytime I looked off, like I was looking at my phone, she would always question me. She was like wanting me to send screenshots of like my inbox and my text messages and stuff, and like who I'm talking to and things of that nature. Like, she was kind of becoming possessive, and she was questioning me all the time.
Talk about projection, Amberlynn. You are absolutely obsessed with this person. You can't leave her alone. You know she's married, and you keep going. You keep going. She's tried to pull back several times and get out of the relationship, and you just keep making it even more difficult for her.
And so, she was like, why don't you leave the house, go to the store or something so you can call me? And I'm like, no, like, my wife has 360. So me and my wife have 360, and we know where each other are at any given time. So, it's not like I'm running around doing crazy stuff. So she made the comment saying, I need you to put me on Life 360. So I was like, no, not going to do that. A couple weeks go by, she's still pestering me about it, and I agreed to it, and like an idiot, and she was Googling every address I would go to, finding out,
Wow, that's crazy. Because being on a family account, she would have had access to Brittany's information as well. That was an inappropriate ask, Amberlynn. That's an invasion of privacy. A lot of the things that you asked of Erica were invasions of privacy. I have never asked any of my boyfriends to hand over their phone and let me see who they're contacting. I've never put a Life 360 account on anybody in my family.
Nervous, very nervous, because I'm the piece of crap in this situation. Like my wife should not be getting any of this backlash. If anybody should get backlash, it should be me. I just don't want, I'm freaking freaked out by the Kiwi Farm people and Reddit and all these haters. Like, hey, I was one of them, and I did something stupid, and I misjudged her, and I was, I don't want to say she casted a spell on me, but she, it was almost like manipulation at its finest. And I will say that woman is a professional. There was times where I was questioning my reality, what the fuck is going on, because of the things that
there's a power dynamic too, because she has such a large internet following that Erica needs to be somewhat compliant so that she doesn't get dragged on the internet.
We would talk about. Yeah, that was the gist of our relationship. We FaceTimed, we talked, we sent pictures, whatever. She knew where I was. She asked where I was going. She was always questioning me. She would ask me, when was the last time I kissed my wife? I need to tell her every time I kiss my wife. I need to tell her every time I have sex with my wife. Because she eventually found out that me and my wife were not, technically married, that we were married, and we did have an active relationship, and that we had been together for a long time, and that we were, affectionate, everything like that. And she was upset about it, of course, but, she forgave me. And, I was upset for, hurting her feelings, of course, because she cried about it. She was hurt by it, and, people crying upsets me. And so I was
Were they real tears, though, or was it her crocodile tears like she does on her channel? She's very manipulative, and she fancies herself an actor.
I'm a big piece of shit. I'm still a big piece of shit for all of this, and if I could take it all back, I would, okay? I don't know what type of backlash I'm going to get for giving you all this information. I'm hoping that, this gets the people off of my wife's back. If anything, cuss me out, call me a piece of shit, blare my picture on Reddit, anywhere you want to do, but I don't want my wife getting backlash for this. Me and her moved past this, actually. June 9th. I'm sitting, this is the time frame where I'm kind of trying to push Amberlynn away, not really talking to her much, I was trying to let her down easy, and not being okay, we need to end things, because I tried to multiple times, and she would literally FaceTime me and show her whole face, crying, her makeup. She would send me crazy videos of her and songs and like trying to get my attention, whatever, saying I made her triggered. She has abandonment issues, and she was begging for me not to end things. And she claims that I was like cheating on her, but she was wanting me to give her information about my sex life with my wife. And of course I didn't tell her every single time. Like I didn't feel like that was necessary at all. But when she would ask, I'd tell her, yeah. So it was, this whole thing is basically, and it should have never happened. So continuing, I'm trying to push her away. She's messaging me every day and blah, 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 blah. And like, I tried to make things up to like get her to kind of like back off, whatever.
And she's doing this while she's queuing up other women as other options.
Messaged me on the day my uncle died, and my uncle like died, and I had a mental breakdown in the Taco Bell parking lot, getting food. I'm having a mental breakdown, and I told her like, hey, I just found out my uncle died. Like, I need some time. I needed time. And I told her, like, hey, this is a whole ordeal for me. Like, I'm trying to figure things out with family, figure things out with this, that, and the third. And then she's wondering, she's more concerned about if I miss us, like me and her. She's like, do you miss us? Do you miss me? Are we still together? And I'm like, I don't think that, we should do this anymore. Basically, like, I did give her the whole spiel, like, oh yeah, this isn't right, you don't deserve this, and no one else deserves this. She said, okay, friends it is. So I don't know who broke up with who. I basically told her, like, I couldn't, like, do this anymore. And so she's saying that she broke up with me. That's fine. She can say whatever she wants. But I wanted to get my story out to you at least. Yeah, I watch your stuff. Whenever I used to watch your stuff a lot. I tried to stay off of YouTube since this whole, like, crap has been going on. After that, she would not stop messaging me. Like, from June 9th up until... what was it, June 23rd?
16th.
Oh, no, June 16th. She would not...
I think it was sometime between the 16th and the 23rd.
Oh, no. We broke... June 9th, my uncle died. We broke up on the 16th. So I was trying to ignore her and, kind of like let it die out. Let someone else find her. Let someone else find her. Let someone else get her attention. Sorry, June 15th, we were talking and, that's whenever things ended. June 9th was when my uncle died. So June 15th, whatever, we broke up. So she keeps messaging me every day for like the next week. And me and Brittany are in the bedroom, trying to watch a movie. And like I told her I'm watching a movie. And this is kind of like where, the truth came out. And Brittany was like, who are you talking to? And I told her, I said, Amberlynn won't leave me alone, basically. Like, will not leave me alone. I was trying to give her every excuse I could to not talk to her anymore. And she wasn't budging. She was like trying to, I don't know when this.
I found that the only way you can get rid of somebody obsessive like that is to just stop responding to anything they send you. Just ghost them. At that point, you already had provided plenty of valid excuses for why you needed space and why it wasn't working. Just my 2 cents.
The other person came in the picture that is currently whatever she's with. I don't care. I just know that there is nothing exciting about me. And there's nothing exciting about my wife as far as YouTube is concerned. So please, yes, I'm the biggest cheating piece of shit spouse on YouTube right now. You can go ahead and say that. But please, leave my wife out of this. She did know partially. It was supposed to be a troll. It was supposed to be a joke. It was supposed to be this, that, and the third. But I fell for the stupid. I was stupid and I fell for the bullshit. I regret it majorly. Oh, like, as far as, like, flirting, like, basically, like, saying flirtatious stuff to each other, things like that. Like, basically, like cheating, like having a emotional cheating relationship. Okay, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit as far as, like, how August 1st came about. Like, whenever the whole, like, agreement of the relationship happened, she's like, well, we need to meet, you know? And I was like, well, when? And she's like, pick a date. And I didn't pick the date. She ended up picking the date. It was August 1st, of course. And she was wanting me to move in and things like that. And so that's how August 1st came about, was, you know, she thought that I was going to leave. And I did, like I did later on, and basically say, yeah, I'll be there August 1st. Sure, I'll be there August 1st. You know, because she asked every single day. Like, it was if it wasn't every single day, it was every week, multiple times a week. And things got out of hand. You know, if I didn't talk to her, she was like clocking me too. Like, if I didn't message her back, she would say, where'd you go? What have you been doing the last 6 minutes? And I'm like, 6 minutes? So I started being stern with her. I was like, you're not gonna time me. Like, this is not what we're doing. Like, we had fights, we had arguments and things like that. And, you know, we had arguments about my wife. We had arguments about, you know, my friends. And apparently, I made her stop talking to her friends. No, she was always telling me about the things that her friends were saying to her. So Alexis, that's a whole nother story. Abby, that's a whole nother story. Abby is like literally 22 years old and was mean to Amberlynn and said mean things to her. Oh, and also apathetic.
Yeah, and Alexis dropped into Jordy's chat last night, and then Amberlynn, after Erica and Brittany had been interviewed, insisted that she wanted to be interviewed, but only if Alexis would be there with her. Alexis is a side character. She's somebody that got secondhand information at best. So it really doesn't matter what she has to say and what her vitriol is. She needs to stay the fuck out of it.
Facts. The friends that visited her was not Alexis. It was not Tommy, whoever. It was Eric and Ricky. Eric and Ricky are the two friends that was at her apartment because, you know, I knew. So back on track. Abby was one of the girls she was talking to, and then they became good friends. And she was always telling me the disrespectful shit that Abby would say to her. And I'm like, why are you friends with this person? You know, I wouldn't even give them the time of day. And then Alexis, she said a bunch of things about Alexis, like personal things about Alexis. I don't want to share it, but like, homegirl thinks Alexis is her best friend in the world. Alexis thinks Amberlynn is her bestest friend in the world. Well, guess what? Like, Amberlynn talks shit about Alexis to me, saying she gives me the ick and the things she says to me, blah, 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 blah. So I didn't make her stop talking to anybody. Amber made that decision on her own. And she even said on her, you know, she even told me, like, she becomes like obsessed with people that she's with, and she tends to cut out her friends. I didn't make her stop talking to anybody. So this 18-minute phone call that you're going to be getting, it's 18 minutes and 32 seconds long of a discussion between Amberlynn and my wife on speakerphone. She was trying to tell my wife that I'm crazy and that, you know, she was wearing rose-tinted glasses, which, you know, that was a whole ordeal. You know, both of us were. It was a fucked up situation. And it was an emotional cheating relationship, and it should have never fucking happened. I went with it, and it was stupid, and I regret it, and I wish I never did it. And, of course, I'm not perfect, but I'm not going to sit here and be trolled about something that isn't true. Like, I'm telling my story, and I'm being honest now so that things don't get turned around more than what they already are. And Amberlynn is a fucking liar. I will confirm that. she's lied. I don't know how long this Tommy person was in her life. I don't really care, honestly. But I wanted to get my...
According to the information that has been discussed, she met Tommy through Alexis in September. So right around the same time that she started talking to you over your troll attempt.
Out to you. That was the gist of it. You know, it was an emotional relationship that should have never happened. She tried to get me to move in. I acted like it was going to fucking happen instead of me. I was being a and basically giving her false hope. And I should have womaned up and been like, no, like, it's not going to happen. I'm staying with my fucking wife. Like, why would I give up what I have here and come living in a one-bedroom apartment with you whenever all I hear in the background is sirens and people hollering in the streets? Like, that's not where my peace is. And it was like I was too deep to get out, that I had to get my own wife to help me. Like, that's where it got to with her. Also, I'd like to add that the day after the first conversation between my wife and Amberlynn, like, as far as, like, you know, you need to leave Erica alone, the day after, you know, I blocked Amberlynn's number, blocked her on everything, deleted her number. My stupid ass even, like, deleted the phone number and everything like that. And so she messaged me on a fake number the next day because she thought that my wife took my phone. That's the story my wife gave her, but I was really sitting right there during the whole phone call. Apparently, like, she told Amberlynn, yeah, I took her phone, we were at the pool, but we weren't. We were in the bedroom trying to watch a movie. So, she messaged me the next day and said, hey, it's Amberlynn. You know, your wife called me. I didn't know what else to say. She cornered me. I told her everything, and that she wanted me to unblock her number and call her and then reblock it, basically. Like, you know, like, pretty much, hey, block my number, but unblock it whenever we can talk. So that's what, you know, I didn't respond to that. I should have screenshot it and sent it to Brittany, but I just wanted it to be over with. I didn't think that things would get...
There's usually a time delay on being able to do that. If you block a number, you cannot... if you unblock a number, you cannot re-block it for a certain period of time. So don't ever listen to Amberlynn's fucking weird-ass bullshit.
Blown out of proportion like this, like, especially, like, with my wife, like, she is not the one to blame here, because she didn't know about the, like, 95% of the situation. Like, she knew, like, for, you know, the first little bit of it, because we were trolling her, honest to God, trolling her, and I was like, you know, I wasn't trying to get money from her. I never asked her for money, so that she said about with money, or if she said anything about money, I never asked her for money, didn't talk to her about money, didn't care to. It was just, it should have been something, it was stupid. It was a huge mistake. It was dumb. If I could take it back, I would. It's, people are definitely, like, blowing things way out of proportion. I just don't want my wife getting drug into this in a negative manner, because she didn't know, and there is more to Amberlynn than people know. Of course, she does, like, use her BPD as a crutch. She says, you know, every time she got upset with me, or if I didn't respond in a timely manner, she would like basically say I'm triggering her BPD and things like that. So I basically felt like majority of the time, like, not necessarily a gun to my head, but making me feel sorry for her. And, you know, at one point I was like, oh, you know, maybe she really isn't a bad person and people just make her out to be, even though I should have damn well knew because of, you know, her past. But I mean, everyone makes dumbass the decisions. As you can see, I made one.
There's a point at which the ridiculous excuses from a partner don't sit anymore. Like, if you keep using the same bullshit over and over again, I have BPD, I have abandonment issues. Okay, girl, go to therapy. Go to therapy, deal with it. Don't vent your negativity on other people.
And stupid. Honestly, like I said earlier, when I say Amberlynn is a pro with her words and how she breaks things down and how she gets in people's heads, I dealt with criminals for close to 10 years. I worked in a maximum custody prison, and I dealt with inmates, and I was not manipulated by not a damn one of them. You know, as far as doing anything I shouldn't have done. She has a way with manipulating people, and I've never in my life been manipulated like this before, ever. And yeah, I have no excuse. Again, like I'm gonna keep saying like this.
Well, it sounds like in addition to being verbally and emotionally abusive, it sounds like she's a sex pest.
It was a bad
sorry.
decision. I'm stupid. Make a meme out of me if you want to. I don't care. Just leave my wife out of it is all I'm asking.
And this is me, Brittany, aka the crazy ex-wife. So, I had noticed that Erica basically had her phone glued to her forehead for months. And, you know, she does a lot of Olympic weightlifting. And I thought, you know, okay, well, she's editing. She spends a lot of time in the gym. You know, never really thought much about it until, you know, she mentioned that we were watching a movie. And I looked over and I seen, like, paragraphs upon paragraphs. And she switched her phone off real fast. And I was like, no, who are you talking to? And then, you know, it came out that she was still talking to Amber. I had thought that had ended months ago. And yeah, we together initiated a troll. And that's what we were doing, just to see if we could get some kind of reaction back, some kind of message. And that's as far as it was supposed to go. I have since read through everything that was on Erica's phone, and I am, you know, I'm a therapist. That's what I do. And when I tell you that this is one of the most dangerously manipulative people that I have ever met, Amberlynn is one of the most dangerously manipulative people I have ever met. It's true. What everybody says is true. And, you know, I fell victim to this. It was not supposed to go as far as it did. So the day I found out, I had called Amber, and I'm like, so how long has this been going on? I didn't tell her who I was. Obviously, I was calling from Erica's phone. She just spilled it. She was crying. I'm like, you know that with all of this stuff that I have, all these texts, all these pictures, you know, this would be a circus for you. Like, I could, like, really make things really difficult for you if I wanted to. But I didn't. I didn't try to get any kind of retribution. I was not vengeful. I did not say anything out of the way to her. I was just like, please, you know, look, this is it. Stop contacting my wife, you know. This is it. Just be done. Don't message her anymore. So then she started messaging her, and I didn't know that until recently, after Erica had already blocked her number, blocked her everything. Apparently, she was still trying to have a relationship with Erica after all of that. You know, block me and then unblock me. Like, who wants to stay with someone like that? Like, how desperate do you have to be trying to chase after a married woman? Me and Erica have been married for 9 years. 9 years. And we're both normal people. We're not feeders. We're not crazy. We are just both normal people. So when I found out that Amberlynn had been trying to contact Erica, I called her, and it was on the 4th of July. And I'm like, what else do I not know? Like, you know, I I specifically told you, do not contact. No means no. You know, in the first conversation, she's like, oh, as much as, it's, crazy to say, I still want to remain friends with her. Like, are you serious? You want to remain friends with my wife who you just had an affair with, and you're literally telling me this to my face? Like, what kind of person does that? I really appreciate the fact that she calls me the crazy ex-wife. That's great. She knew I was never really an ex. I still lived in the house. She knew about our relationship the whole time. As you'll see when you hear the phone call, I really just don't appreciate being victimized over and over and over and over. Really makes you step back and think about people's mental health and how destructive people are being. And
God damn, Amberlynn, you cannot blame any of your conditions for being a shitty person. Lots of people suffer from those types of conditions without being shitty people. Why did you continue contacting her? And by the way, by July 4th, you were like well underway with your relationship with Tommy. Because she came to visit you like just 2 weeks later. So, what are you talking about? What are you even talking about?
Even coached her. I'm like, Amber, you really need to stop talking to people on the internet that you don't know, because you don't know these people. And lo and behold, she was talking to AKA Tommy the entire time she was talking to Erica. 16 hours after I caught the whole thing, Tommy was already with a plane ticket ready to haul ass to Oklahoma. So she was having multiple different relationships with multiple different people. I kind of see as Tommy also a victim. Tommy probably has no idea that Erica was even a thing the entire time they were talking. Oh, and by the way, let me add, I did not harass Amberlynn. The first phone call, she called me. Well, she thought she was calling Erica, but she was really calling me. And then the only time I even had contact with her was on July 4th. And that is all she has heard from me. And that was from me telling her to leave my wife alone. That's when the whole Tommy thing took place. And I was like, okay, good, this shit is over. And apparently not. So I guess since she can't get to Erica, she's just gonna, this is her way of trying to get retribution on that whole situation. I haven't watched any of the...
Yeah, seriously, dumb bitch. All you had to do was move on. That's all you had to do. And instead you doxed her on your live stream.
Videos. This was from an anonymous source that was kind of the whistleblower on this whole situation, because I had no idea that any of this was going on. All I know is I got contacted today by one of the whistleblowers, and then lo and behold, there I am everywhere on everything, just out here trying to live a normal life, unlike some people who are sitting on their couch and crazy. I mean, that's about it. So I would say, to sum it all up, Amberlynn had an imaginary relationship with a person that she absolutely did not know, and now she's just using that to make money. And how she has subscribers sitting there, I don't understand people.
So as you can see here, Brittany claims that Amber allegedly cost her $2,400. I'm not sure how or why, but if that's a question you want answered, they should be going live at some point. Here's their channel. Brittany says, I have a recorded phone call with Amber debunking her lies about not knowing anything about me. Also, apparently during this phone call, Amber agrees not to make any videos about Erica.
Hey, it's your favorite U.S. Senate candidate, Ruben Gallego. I'm calling you on you right now.
Hello?
So who reached out to who?
Huh?
So who reached out to who?
What do you mean?
Did you reach out to Erica, or did she reach out to you?
When?
What do you mean when?
Like for the very first time?
The last time you spoke to her.
The last time I messaged her was just letting her know that, like, you called, and then pretty much just like the final goodbye type thing.
Why would you reach out to her again?
It was just like the final goodbye. I just felt like
there's no final goodbye. Like, what does that even mean?
It's just, I felt like I needed to, but we don't talk anymore. We haven't talked since the phone call, so.
So even after I told you not to contact her again, you still did. Why?
Because it was like, I wanted closure, and then not only that, but like, she contacted me, I would say, I don't know, less than a week ago, like upset about some TikTok I posted, and I never responded.
So you mean to tell me you're not posting anything about her online?
No one knows her name, nothing about her. Nope, that is something that I told her I would never do.
I lived a double life. I don't understand. Like no means no.
Huh?
No means no. Like, no means no.
Yeah, that's correct. That is why I do not speak to her any longer.
I just don't understand, like, you have an entire relationship with somebody you don't know, that you know is married. Like, what do you think is gonna come out of that? Like, that's the part I don't understand. To keep reaching out, like, I don't get it.
I didn't keep reaching out. I reached out the one time as a way of, like, a weird closure thing, because she did become like a really good friend of mine as well, on top of everything else. I was losing that, and that kind of like was rough.
So what did you say to her for your closure that you needed? I'm really curious.
Well, I haven't gotten like a full closure thing. I kind of just realized it's not going to happen. But
like, how long did it take you to realize that it's not going to happen?
Well, also, what does she see as being full closure? What is your vision, Amberlynn, as full closure? Like, you already had a massive blowout, you had a breakup. Why are you still harassing these people?
It took me a long time. Actually, I'm being honest. Yeah.
The part that's got me up is that A, you knew about me. B, you were looking me up on Instagram. That shit is fucking creepy.
Right. I thought that you guys were married for financial reasons, so...
Is that what she said?
Yeah. That is what she originally said, yes. And that you guys weren't in love anymore, and you guys... I mean, it's like... I don't really know.
So, I kind of skimmed through the text.
Yeah, I understand that. I would have done the same thing.
Like, do you know how demented it is to tell somebody that's married not to have sex with their spouse? Like, do you know how crazy that sounds?
Like I said, I thought you guys were just married for financial reasons.
You really need help. Like, you really need help.
Probably.
So, I expect not to see any more videos.
Correct.
No more, nothing. Not a word, not a peep.
And I absolutely respect that.
I thought you respected that the other day when I told you, do not call, do not reach out. None of that.
I did that one time, and I want you to know, like, I had, like, there was an open line of communication that I did not take. Because I was respecting you, and I was respecting myself and the people in my life. So that's why I literally did not reply to her message. Like, I don't know what she's telling you versus me. Erica is obviously a known cheater and liar. I finally have my rose-tinted glasses completely off. Like, she's crazy, and she knows it, and I'm sure.
Oh, that's a great way to approach the subject, Amberlynn, is to start attacking her spouse and pushing all the blame to her spouse. That's going to work wonders for you, I'm sure.
You do too. I got roped into shit. Like, I just want the best for the both of you, and I hope that you guys find that with each other. Like, I don't really know what else to do or say anymore at this point. Like, I apologize. I was very sorry. I don't really know what else to do from this point forward.
A known cheater and liar. Did she tell you about that?
Yes, she did.
All right.
But yet I was supposed to be different. You know how it goes. So, I mean, I have answered your questions to the best of my ability.
I would really...
Like, I feel like she played me... What?
Yeah, she played you. Hard, like a fiddle.
Yeah. And it's crazy to me.
That's why I said...
Like, she sacrificed a possible future with you. Why? Like, what's the point? Like, you obviously seem like you have your head on your shoulders.
She talks so
Like,
much about you.
Like, you know I seen the you said about me too, right?
what do you mean?
Like, you know I know all that.
Like what?
Just know that I know everything you said.
So, you know, like the jealousy side of me, obviously, when I'm in a relationship, thinking that she's going to come live with me and that she's in love with me, yeah, of course. I probably did say some things because I was in a delusional state. 100,000% I can admit that. Like, she had me in a full trance, and I'm absolutely over it.
So, if you knew that she was a cheater, why still talk to her?
Because she said, I'm different. You're so different, Amberlynn. You're so different, baby. I love you. And I love the way you make me feel. You actually make me happy. And you're sexy. That's what I believe. Take a step back and look at it from a different angle.
Oh, I'm 100% aware I'm a victim. I'm 100% aware I'm a victim. Like, I know that. Yeah. Had you reached out to me and be like, hey, your wife is hitting me up, you know, I probably could have saved you quite a bit of time there.
Yeah, you probably could have. I just, you know, I thought it was for financial stuff, and we were just friends for the longest. I don't know if, like, she was just faking it the whole time because she needed someone. I don't really know. I don't understand.
This is going to be another YouTube video for her. Thank you.
I don't either, because I'm pretty successful. I'm pretty smart. I'm not bad looking.
Oh.
Like,
I mean, that's one thing that, Erica definitely did say about you. You're very smart, all of that good stuff. So I believe it.
Okay.
So,
it makes you wonder why she go looking somewhere else, don't it?
I mean, yeah, it just, I mean, honestly, some people just can't stay with one person. I don't know why. Like, I am beyond disgustingly loyal. Like, I stopped talking to several of my friends for her because she didn't even want me talking to them. But yet she had a full wife. Like,
That's projection. That was something Amberlynn was demanding of Erica.
Actual marriage with, like, that's...
I just don't understand, like, you talk about double lives and but you knew about it the whole time. Wouldn't that be you living a double life as well?
Well, I didn't find out until a long time after her and I were talking that you would actually consider it cheating, because for a long time she told me that you had a whole different relationship you were in and that you were living there. Like, Erica said a lot of lies. She can go and delete the messages because I'm not a screenshot taker, but it's all there. I haven't deleted a single thing on my end. And then it was literally just a couple months ago.
She's been sharing screenshots for the last few days. And many in the React community feel that they have been fabricated.
Where we had this whole, like, talk where I was like, I'm going to get to ask you whatever question because I felt in my gut something was wrong. And something was off, something just seemed weird, like she was lying to me. So I said, we're going to have a discussion where you're going to answer every single question that I have, and you're going to answer it honestly.
So that's where the video ends, and that's about all the tea I have for you today. I'm sure I'll see you in the comment.
Well, thank you very much, Apathetic Facts, for sharing the information that Erica and Brittany sent to you. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when at first we practice to deceive. Amber, go get some therapy. Stop trying to be a player.